Hey nerdlings, you're watching Captain Algebra.
This is Tom and Lacey of Do You Nerd, signing off.
Hey everybody, Captain Algebra here. Welcome to my September update to my Genesis Complete Collection Chronicles. And this is the Mo GameCon edition. So in September, I did go to Mo GameCon in St. Charles, Missouri, with the sole purpose of adding to my Genesis collection. I really wanted to get at least one big heavy hitter, like Punisher or one of the Splatterhouse games. I did see them. Unfortunately, I did not pull the trigger on any of them. They were all a little bit more expensive than I wanted. I did really look at Punisher. But I think it was about $350. I thought it was a little bit high. And if I'm going to pay that much for a game, it's got to be pristine. And it wasn't. It was in very good shape, but the manual was creased. There's a little bit of label damage on the top of the label, and so I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Came back a little while later to see if it was still there. It was gone. So I was like, no big deal. But I did get a lot of quality games, so let's check those out. First, I did get a manual for Quackshot. So that is now complete. Been wanting that for a while. I believe I got Quackshot for Christmas last year from my wife. Didn't have the manual, so now that's complete. First one, Atomic Runner. So this was a game I've been wanting since I saw Nefarious West stream it. Must be 2-3 years ago now. And it looked fantastic. It's almost like a run and gun shooter. You can get different weapons. You start with like a laser, but you can get like a boomerang. You can jump on enemies. And it just always looked really, really cool. And this copy was in fantastic condition. Next, Batman. I absolutely love the cover of this. It's so simple, but it looks so sweet. So I knew there was a Batman game on the Genesis, but I never really looked too much into it. But I know recently Megadan tried it out, and he said he really loved it. So saw this and had to grab it. And I'm really excited to get into that game. It's by Sunsoft. Sunsoft does good stuff. Then the next one was Bonanza Brothers. So I heard about this one from Cabot, and he asked me to play it for Request Tuesday, but I didn't have it at the time. So I was going to look for it, but obviously now that I'm going for complete collection, I had to get all of them. So I'm excited to try this. I do like this because it's an early Genesis title, and haven't really played it much yet, but I'm interested to see how it goes. And we've got Boogerman, a pick and flick adventure. I almost grabbed this, I think, a month or two ago, but it was missing the manual. So I got this one with the manual for about the same price I would have paid for it without the manual last month. And this game is just hilarious. You burp, you fart, you hawk loogies. It's just hilarious. Again, fantastic condition. Really excited to try that one out. Next one is a game I already had loose, but I'm happy to get it in the box, and that is Castlevania Bloodline. So this is probably one of the bigger games that I got. It is the Majesco release, it's a cardboard box, which I'm okay with. Now, if I want to trade it in for the clamshell version at some point, I can. But this was for a great deal. It was probably about $70 below price charting. Now, I know the Majesco release goes for a little bit cheaper, but again, it was in really good condition. I actually really like the cardboard boxes, just because they're a little bit different. So I was happy to add that. So I do have my loose one for sale, so if anyone's looking for Castlevania Bloodlines, it does come with a clamshell, actual Genesis case, but then just printed artwork. But the game is in fantastic condition. Let me know if you're interested. Next one was DJ Boy. So this is a roller skating beat 'em up. First time I heard about this was from Nefarious West. I think I'm correct on this, that he did a video comparing this to the Mega Drive version. And it's a pretty cool beat 'em up. Haven't, again, played it too much, but I'm excited to try it out. I love beat 'em ups, so excited for that one. Next one's been a shooter I've been wanting, and that is Fire Shark. I absolutely love, again, the cover art on this, except for the label art on the game, kind of sucks. It's just freaking white. So they could have done a little bit better job there. But this is a really cool shooter, and I've really been into shooters lately. Actually, probably the last year. I didn't play them too much because I was always bad at them, but now I've really gotten into them, so I'm excited to play through that one. Next one is probably the second big heavy hitter that I grabbed, and that was Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. This was the last game that I bought at the con. We were about to leave, I was kind of perusing one more time. A lot of people were already gone. People were starting to pack up. People were giving deals. And they didn't have this price, so I just asked what they wanted for it. And it was about $30 under price starting, so I was like, yeah, I'll grab that. I've been wanting this for a very long time. I've heard great things. It's an early Genesis title. It's kind of weird. Michael Jackson saves the children, which I think if we look back on that, that's weird. But I've heard really good things about this game. So I'm excited to finally add that to the collection. Then we've got Mystic Defender. So this is kind of like an action platformer. I feel like I've heard about this game before, but I couldn't place it. It was for a good price, and it just looks kind of interesting. I kind of really like the early Genesis titles. I like to see how a console started and then how it progressed through its lifespan. So this is coming up soon for Genesis A to Z because it's in the M's. So I'm really excited to play through that one. And the last one is a game I've been wanting for a very long time, and I found it for a great deal in fantastic condition, and that is Ranger X. So this is kind of like a side-scrolling shooter almost. You're in this kind of mech, but what's really cool is with the 6-button controller, you have this kind of like option that you can control along the ground, and you can actually, with the 6-button controller, you can actually control it a little bit, like move it forward, move it backward. I don't believe you can do that with the 3-button controller. But I've heard nothing but good things about this game, so I'm super pumped to try it. It's missing the hang tab, which I don't care about if Genesis games are missing the hang tab. The rest of it is in fantastic condition. And this was another one that was like $30 underpriced starting. So I was glad to grab that. So there you go. That is what I picked up at Mo Game Con. I believe that puts me at like $252, $253, something like that for my Genesis collection. Most of these I got from one seller. When I first got to Mo Game Con, I kind of walked around with Waves and Games, Peter Bateman, kind of scoping it all out, seeing what was there, because I kind of did want to purchase a big heavy hitter. Again, I saw the Punisher, but really wasn't interested in it. And then, so then I started going back and looking at things, and there was one booth that had a ton of Genesis games, and he had just everything there. I mean, he had a copy of Punisher, there was Contra Hardcore, he had that copy of Batman. It was just kind of all there. Unfortunately, his Punisher was in pretty rough shape. That's why I didn't pull the trigger on that. Because he was getting really good deals. He was basically selling almost all of his collection. And obviously, if you buy in bulk, he's going to give you an even better deal. And all of his stuff was in fantastic condition. At least the stuff I got. Like I said, Punisher wasn't. But really cool to deal with him. And just overall, I thought the con had mostly pretty decent prices. Obviously, game prices have gone up recently. Some people were selling for pretty high stuff, but there was some really reasonable stuff, and I made sure that I did that. I definitely spent way too much money. My wife was a little mad at me, but you know what? When in Rome, it was my first convention since Mo Game Con of 2019. So some of these games are hard to find in the wild. You're only going to really find them for good prices at a convention. I really don't want to resort to eBay. So that's what I got there. I'm guessing October is probably not going to be really anything unless I get some really cheap stuff. Because I need to save some money for Midwest Gaming Classic at the beginning of November. So, thanks so much for everybody watching. Till next time, this is Captain Algebra, signing off.